Hi, and thanks for joining me again in the second of this video series about finding meaning in life and my new animated video course, 5 Days to More Meaning. Today I want to talk just a little bit more about work-life balance and finding meaning in the workplace. In a recent survey I did with my newsletter subscribers, I saw just how many people are really desperate to try and find more meaning in their work and to attach what they do in their workplace with kind of bigger picture issues. It's all very well to kind of say, well, my company donates to charity, or we do a sponsored walk every so often, or whatever. But people as individuals, not just as a corporate entity, people as individuals, we all want to hook what we do every day with that bigger picture to feel like we're kind of having an impact in life. And a lot of the time we kind of delay meaning for what we do outside of work, or the weekends or holidays or retirement or whatever it might be. But that doesn't have to be the case. I know that in a lot of the corporate talks that I do, sometimes people are struggling to find work-life balance, and they're struggling so much and are so exhausted a lot of the time that they're sometimes only a couple of sentences away from welling up with tears in their eyes, and that's not uncommon out of pure exhaustion. The other thing that we kind of don't talk about in terms of work stress is just how often it impacts relationships, because we all tend to kind of keep our social mask on at work because we've got to kind of keep our jobs, so we keep our best manners for the workplace, and then we come home and sometimes bite the head off our partners, or it might be our children or whatever. So it affects parenting and it affects relationships and all sorts of things. The difference between kind of stress reduction and stress management and meaning is the point at which it comes in. Stress reduction is kind of after stress, and we try and reduce it and reduce the triggers of stress. But with meaning, we can still have the stressors, but the struggle reduces. So all faith traditions, all philosophies talk about the fact that suffering is a part of life and struggle is a part of life. But we can reduce it when it's meaningful to us. So it's not that your workload is going to actually reduce. It's not something I can do for you. But when you can see the meaning in it, the impact it has on you is very, very different, and the suffering that it causes is very, very different. And there was an anthropologist, David Graeber, and he once said that huge swathes of our world are currently working in jobs they secretly believe should not exist. Now, whether or not you agree with that, certainly most of us could do with finding more meaning in our lives, in our workplace, in wherever we work. A lot of people may be suffering with kind of what are relatively newly identified psychological conditions like moral distress. It's not that it's new, but we're beginning to see the research in it. It's also coming into the legal profession, so it's suddenly when this language jumps into the legal profession, you know that HR managers have to sit up and listen. So moral distress, spiritual dissonance, purpose anxiety, goal violation, these are kind of new terms. They're spiritual or existential terms that are coming into the workplace as people begin to realize, I want meaning in my work. I don't want to just kind of postpone it till after work or the weekend or whatever it might be. So we can't just jump jobs to kind of achieve meaning. We don't need to jump jobs to achieve meaning. We need to kind of discover it. Some would say we make it, some would say we discover it. That's really a kind of a very personal question to each and every one of us. But we don't need to jump jobs. That's really, really important. With a bit of training, we can learn to create the meaning-centered workplace. We can learn to work with spiritual capital of the people around us. We can be servant leaders. We're so often kind of told kind of, lead from the front and bring the team with you and all this kind of stuff. Very different to actually get your head around the idea of being a servant leader to other people. We can develop the poignancy of our work and have a more poignant work. So all of these kind of things are to do with finding meaning in our work. Really important, really critical, particularly kind of during and after COVID. These are things that people are searching for. So they're kind of just some ideas, some thoughts to think about. I hope they're helpful. Thanks for joining me and giving me this time to listen to this video. You can click on the links below if you're more interested in my animated video course, 5 Days to More Meaning, or just to contact me with some questions or any comments that you have. Thanks for listening to me. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.